Hello, welcome everybody. So now we are in our fifth module, that is cables and suspension bridges. In the previous classes, we saw what is a cable, how it is used in the suspension bridge, and analysis of a cable when it is subjected to concentrated loads, and analysis of cable when it is subjected to uniformly distributed load and the supports are at the same level. So we saw two types of problems. The supports are at the same level when it is subjected to concentrated loads and when the cable is subjected to uniformly distributed load. And now we are going to see how to analyze a cable when the supports are at different levels. So cables with end supports at different levels. So this is the cable. So you can see the cable from A to B. So we have a cable from A to B. L is the span length. This small L is the span length. And we are dividing this cable into two parts, L1 and L2. So L1 is the distance from the support A to the maximum dip. This is the point of maximum dip. So L1 is the distance from A to the maximum dip and L2 is the distance from B to the maximum dip. L1 and L2. So L is equal to, total length of the span is equal to L1 plus L2. Now H1 is the height of the dip from the support A and H2 is the height of the dip from support B. VA is the vertical reaction at A, VB is the vertical reaction at B, H is the horizontal thrust at A and B, and the horizontal thrust at A and B will be same, equal, and it is equal to H. So now this cable is, the supports of this cable are at different levels and it is subjected to an UDL throughout the span. We are going to analyze this cable. So VA is the vertical reaction at A, VB is the vertical reaction at B, H is the horizontal reaction or the horizontal thrust at A and B, H1 is the distance of the maximum dip from A. So this is H1 and this is H2. From the support B, what is the dip? That is H2. Now we have already seen this cables, they take only axial tension, axial forces and axial tensile forces. They do not take any bending moment and shear forces. So bending moment and shear force, everywhere it is 0. So now we know the tension in the cable at any place, at any point in the cable, the tension will be equal to Tx. Suppose we are taking this point, our tension in the cable will be like this. So this tension will make an angle of theta with the horizontal, and this can be resolved into horizontal and vertical components as T cos theta and T sin theta. So the tension in the cable can be resolved into horizontal and vertical components. Therefore the tension in the cable will be equal to square root of V square plus H square. Now at support, we know at support we will have the maximum tension and that will be equal to square root of V square plus H square. So at A it will be VA square plus H square and at B it will be equal to square root of VB square plus H square. At anywhere in between, at any place in the cable, the tension will be equal to square root of its corresponding vertical and horizontal components. Summation of its horizontal and vertical components. Now, at the position of the maximum dip, so see this point, C is the point where we have the maximum dip, and at position of maximum dip, we are considering this portion CB. this portion CB. So at this portion our T will be equal to, so at the place of maximum dip, at the position of maximum dip, we will have only the horizontal component, because the tension will be perfectly horizontal. The vertical component, that is the tension will make an angle of 0 degree with the horizontal. Our tension will lie horizontal. So the vertical component is equal to 0. Therefore at C we will have only the horizontal component, and that will be equal to H. Now we are considering the origin as C. The point of maximum dip, C is considered as the origin, and we are considering the equilibrium of this portion CD. We are taking a small portion CD. So CD is subjected to a load UDL of W, and the distance CD is taken as small x. Now taking the equilibrium of this portion CD, at D the tension in the cable is T. So this makes an angle of theta with the horizontal. So this tension at D can be resolved into T cos theta and T sin theta into horizontal and vertical components. So we take sigma H is equal to 0. That means the shear force is equal to 0. At cable, at all points in the cable, bending moment is equal to 0 and shear force is equal to 0. Shear forces means the summation of horizontal forces equal to 0, the summation of vertical forces is equal to 0. So at D we are taking for this portion CD, C is the origin. So horizontal force is equal to 0, that is T cos theta minus H is equal to 0. T cos theta minus H is equal to 0, we get it, H is equal to T cos theta, we take it as equation number 1. Now sigma V is equal to 0, we know the component of V is T sin theta. At D it is T sin theta, and in the portion CD the vertical load is WX. So WX is acting downwards, T sin theta is acting upwards. So WX is equal to T sin theta. So we take this as equation number 2. Dividing 2 by 1, we get T sin theta by T cos theta equal to tan theta. That is tan theta, T sin theta is WX, T cos theta is H. T sin theta is WX. So now this tan theta is equal to dy by dx. Tan theta is nothing but slope when you take a curve. See, when there is a curve, the slope of the curve is taken as dy by dx. So that is nothing but tan theta. So now we obtained Wx by h, that is tan theta, is equal to dy by dx. So we are cross multiplying this dx. So Wx by h into dx is equal to dy. We integrate this, we get y is equal to Wx square by 2h plus c, where c is the constant of integration. And at x is equal to 0, that is at the point C. At this point, x is equal to 0. So when x is equal to 0, substitute in this equation, we get c equal to 0, because at x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. That is, when we are considering the equilibrium of this position CD, only this portion CD. So when we consider the portion CD, at C our h is equal to 0. That is the dip in the cable. At C, the dip in the cable is equal to 0. That is why it is y is equal to 0 at C. So we get C is equal to 0. Now substituting C equal to 0, we get y is equal to Wx square by 2h and this is the equation of this cable, and that is the equation of a parabola. So cable when subjected to different support level also has the shape of a parabola. This is one conclusion, and y is equal to wx square by 2h. Now we know y equal to wx square by 2h. Now we are taking the portion AC. So this portion, we are taking the portion A to C. So from A to C, when we are taking x is equal to L, that is distance from A to C is L. That means at C, from A, the dip is H1. So H1 is equal to, y is H1. So substituting in y is equal to wx square by 2h, H1 is equal to WL1 square, because the span length of between A and C is L1. So WL1 square by 2h. Similarly, we are taking the portion BC. So at x is equal to L2, that is from B. Again at C, from B, the dip is H2 and the distance is L2. So substituting in this equation, that is in the equation y is equal to wx square by 2h, substitute y equal to H2 and x is equal to L2, we get H2 is equal to WL square by 2h. Now we are dividing this H1 by H2, we get H1 by H2 is equal to L1 square by L2 square. So now this is the another conclusion, that is the relationship between the dip and the span. Dip and the span at two different levels, when the supports are at different levels. So L1 by L2 is equal to root H1 by H2, or H1 by H2. The dip H1 by H2 is equal to L1 square by L2 square. Okay, now we are going to find the vertical reaction at A and B. So for finding the vertical reaction at A and B, consider moment at C is equal to 0, that is at this point. Consider moment at C is equal to 0. You take the left side of, consider the left hand side of C and consider the right hand side of C. When you are considering the left hand side of C, sigma MC is equal to 0, we get VA into L1 minus H into H1, the dip, minus the load at this point, that is WL1 into distance L1 by 2 is equal to 0. So we get VA is equal to H1 by L1 plus WL1 by 2. We take it as equation number 1. Similarly, by considering the right hand side of the point C, we get VB is equal to H2 by L2 plus WL2 by 2. We take it as equation number 2. Now, so equation number 1 is VA, equation number 2 is VB. We know total upward load is equal to downward loads. So VA plus VB is equal to WL. So we are adding this 1 and 2, VA plus VB, and substituting VA plus VB is equal to WL, we get the horizontal thrust H is equal to WL square by root H1 plus root H2 the whole square. This is the next conclusion. H is equal to WL square by root H1 plus root H2 the whole square. Now you can substitute this H, L1, L2, we will be able to find VA and VB. Now we are going to find the last step, that is the length of the cable. We know when the cables are at the same level, that is when the cables are at the same level, L is equal to small l, that is length of the cable. This is capital L is length of the cable is equal to small l, that is span length plus 8h square by 3l. Now we need to find the cable length from A to C and from C to B. So for that we will give some construction line. See, from A to C, this is A to C, we will extend this C to A1 so that A and A1 will be at the same level. A and A1 will be at the same level. That means this ACA1, length of ACA1 is equal to, we will find length of ACA1, that is equal to, so now this is L1, so the span length between A and A1 will be 2L1. I repeat, we are expanding this AC towards A1 so that A and A1 will be at the same level. When A1 and A2, when the supports are at the same level, we know the length of the cable is equal to span length plus 8h square, that is 8 dip square by 3L. Now, since it is A1, now we are going to find the cable length from A to A1. So, length of the cable ACA1 is equal to, instead of L1 we are substituting 2L1 because the span length from A to C is L1, span length from A to A1 is 2L1. That is, this span length is up to this is 2 times L1. So, we are substituting, instead of L we are substituting 2L1 plus 8H1 square by 3 into 2L1, that is why it is 6L1. Similarly, length of the cable B1CB, that is we are extending this BC towards B1 so that B1 and B will be at the same level. B1 and B will be at the same level. This B1 and this B will be at the same level. If B1 and B are at the same level, we know the length of the cable B1CB is equal to, instead of L we substitute 2L2 and instead of H we substitute H2. We get 2L2 plus 8H2 square by 6L2. Now, length of this cable from length of the cable ACB will be equal to half of ACA1 plus half of B1CB. We repeat, length of the cable ACB1 is equal to half of the length of the cable ACA1 plus half of the length of the cable B1CB. So, we get length of the cable is equal to L plus 2H1 square by 3L1 plus 3H2 square by 3L2. So, these are our conclusion. Y is equal to Wx square by 2H. The relationship between the dip and the span length is H1 by H2 is equal to L1 square by L2 square. H is equal, that is horizontal thrust is equal to WL square by root H1 plus root H2 the whole square. And the length of the cable is equal to L span length plus 2H1 square by 3L1. 2 by 3 H1 square by L1 plus 2 by 3 H2 square by L2. And you can find the vertical reactions at A and B by taking the moment at C, by equating the left and right of the, by taking the left hand side of the maximum dip at C and right hand side of the maximum dip at C. So, hope you all understood. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much. Thank you.